Natasha's eating some veggie sausage there. I'm going to check this audio, test this audio out. Video here. I had to cut that there. So we have, what is my life? What's the point of life? What's the meaning of life? Existential crisis. A lot of people ask me this week on my tumblers. I've got 2 tumblers. The old one is back and live. The new one is still live. So yeah. What is the meaning of life? Existential crisis, Alright, so a bit of my qualifications. A lot of guys think I live the dream life. Smoking hot girlfriends, crazy life adventures, financially set for life. I've learned this stuff, largely from just making mistakes and learning, and also learning from other people's mistakes. I've had some incredible mentors as well, online, in person, good, bad. Fitness, insane fitness. Fitness that I never thought I'd ever achieve, ever, that I dreamed about as a teenager. A lifestyle of freedom that I've never met many people in my life that have that or ever will have that. So I'm definitely very grateful. I understand that one of the best drugs you can take, that you can have in your possession, is an attitude of gratitude. That is probably one of the strongest drugs that I can think of. And it's just a pure emotion that anyone can tap into at any point in time. Any choice. It's just a choice in the moment. Attitude of gratitude. It's a fucking good day. It's a fucking good night. It's just a choice in the moment. Finding magic in the tragic. Finding fascination in the frustration of today's crazy world. This is a little intro for the video. That's my background. I've been dead broke. No rich parents to give me funds. No estates. Dead broke. Living on welfare. Living on the street. Literally, all I owned was the clothes on my back. There's a point in my life I didn't even own a bicycle. Bare bones. Durianrider style. Back in the 90s. Social media, didn't have anyone to social climb off. Nobody gave me shout outs. I started my entire YouTube career presence, online forums, etc. just from hard work. Every day, banging it out. Over 5,000 videos on YouTube. Started doing forums, coaching people for free back in 2003. Before that, it was 1996, coaching people one-on-one. Stuff like that. So I live a fucking awesome life, and I've created it, and I've helped other people create same. And don't listen to anybody who says you can't do it. So this video is going to be about existential crisis, existential anxiety. Not sure if that's pronounced right, but you understand what I'm talking about. If you don't know what it is, then Google up existential crisis. Maybe we'll have some comments down below about it. And so I'll share you some of my stuff about that and how to avoid that, or not to avoid that, but how to build on that. How to feel that, process that, and use that as fertilizer, as mulch, as humus, as good stuff, as carbs, as fuel, as glycogen, as fire, as, good stuff to transform your life. All right, let's get into the video. Yeah, so we have the existential crisis. This microphone is clipping around. Existential crisis is a moment when an individual questions if their life has meaning, purpose, or value, and that is most people out there. Most people get to this situation, especially a lot of YouTubers, because with YouTubers, people on Patreon, etc., you do make a lot of money. Especially all of the vegan crew out there, all the cycling channels, or the fitness channels, or the steroid, all of these channels, these people, we do make, a large sums of cash. The vegan activists, the cycling people, just like I just said, is making a lot of money. So then you have a lot of free time, all right? Because you're not doing your normal 9-to-5 job. So all of a sudden, these people have a lot of free time. Another group of people that have that is the backpackers. People go to Thailand, or they go to Laos, or they go to Vietnam, and they have all this free time to sit around. You see a lot of backpackers go through this existential crisis situation, and they'll just get engaged in, alcohol, drugs, psychedelic stuff, all this, stuff that people do when they're like, wow, life's going pretty crazy. What's the meaning of life? And also got this time to really question things. Their parents are on their back. Their employees are on their back. They're just in Thailand. They're overseas. They're away from. Maybe they're in Australia. They're away from the pressures and the normality of the normal world, the 9-to-5 world, university, parents, etc. Social pressures, friends back home, expectations. So they're all of a sudden like, wow, I'm out of this pressure cooker now. What do I do? What do I do? And often people get fully distracted, hookups or drugs or, just meaningless shit, constant travel, going to the next place. Get to one place, and while they're at one place, they're looking on Instagram for the next place. So it's just not really present in the moment. Because to be present is to question, what is the meaning of life? What's the purpose of life? For me, I had those questions many, many years ago. Water fasting in tropical areas up in the far north Queensland, and just questioning, what is my existence here? And spending times in rainforests in Malaysia and a lot of solo time, and just going, why I'm on the planet. And I've concluded I'm here to spread, a vegan message, a cycling message, an environmental message, a positive message, turn your life around message. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I can do for free forever. And I can also make money from that, so it becomes a profession as well. But I was doing it passionately with no money coming in since 1996. 1996 when I coached up my first friend, Nicole, back in the day. She was like, I want to lose weight, and I used to walk around the block with her every night for an hour, and I really, really enjoyed it. And it was effortless. It was very effortless. And then I had other friends over the top, guys and girls, fat ones, skinny ones, models, not models, Greenpeace, beach whale people, just all sorts of people from all demographics, and people just asking me for my help. And I just found it very, very easy to do that. And so for me, your life purpose is what you find effortless to do. And a lot of people get caught up in their ego, and they're like, oh, I won't make any money doing that. And it's like, if you have to worry about the money, then it's not, what are you doing? Like, obviously people got to live, especially you got kids, you got a mortgage, but it's like, you can also live on the street. And a lot of people are prepared to do that. I did live on the street. I did live homeless. I did live on welfare. I did all that. I didn't have rich parents give me money. I didn't, have to e-beg. I had to, this is pre-YouTube days. So I did it, rough. As rough as you can do it in Australia. It's saying Uganda here, this is pretty easy life in Australia. It's pretty easy life in the USA. I was homeless in the USA. Ride my bike around. Being homeless in the USA is pretty cool. It's a great place to explore. USA is designed for the homeless cyclists. You got free berries in the north. You got warm, easy living in Arizona, California. It's definitely a great place to be. You got free Wi-Fi at Starbucks. It's like you got super cheap food at Costco and Trader Joe's. It's incredible. It's incredible, the resources in the USA. But the existential crisis, a little bit of that, have that anxiety, and to quash that, you have to find out what is your life purpose, and you have to spend time by yourself, ideally in nature. Bring your food, bring your water, bring your warm clothing, bring some sort of safety. Let people know where you are. Go out into nature. Or if you can't do that, maybe you got kids or you got big responsibilities, then you have to spend time in a dark room. Or when your kids are asleep, be in a dark room, turn off your phone, and just think, what drives me? What drives me? What keeps me going? And a lot of people don't want to answer this question. They don't even want to stop. People just want to distract themselves. Coffee after coffee after coffee after coffee, or crazy meaningless relationship after meaningless, just constant. And I've been there myself. That's why I can be such a good coach with this, because I've been there. I understand what it feels like. I understand what it feels like to be dead broke, living on the street, living on welfare, having zero money to name, nothing more than the clothes on your back. There was a time in my life where I didn't even have a bicycle. I had nothing but literally the clothes on my back. And I started from ground zero. And so, yeah, that's why my opinion is so strong, because if I can do it, anyone can. If you're watching this, you have resources that I have, and you can do it as well. Simple as that. If you want to, like that Gary V guy, Gary Vaynerchuk. He says some good stuff out there. If you want to do it, you do it. Simple as that. I know that if Gary V was dead broke, living on the street, I know he would be able to hustle it up. And it's not about hustling up and exploiting other people. It's about raising other people when it raises us. And so there's ways to do that. But a lot of people out there just are scared of really living bare bones. And those people, man, I'll tell you what, you'll be mad depressed. You can be super fit, you can be super loaded, you can have the super hottest girlfriend ever. Everyone's trying to, everyone's like, oh my God, like, oh, look at her. And that stuff's all novel and fun, but If you don't have a common ground connection, a deeper meaning for life, then it's just all shallow as fuck. And look at the YouTube world. Look at some of the people I've had in and out of my life over the last 10 years on YouTube. And, you know, some great people out there. And there's also some incredibly shallow, narcissistic, warped, crazy people. You know, and it's, yeah. And they're not so much, I mean, some of them are quite bad people, but I would say they're very lost. They're very lost. They're damaged people. Damaged by people in the past, and they just spread that pain and destruction around. And so you'll meet people like that in your life, and those people are in your life to really test your path. Are you going to crack and crumble, or are you going to have the fortitude and keep pushing on? The example would be my, what I've done. I've just helped so many people get on the YouTube, get a career, lose the weight, get off the drugs, and I've had a couple of them, you know, try and really destroy my life. You know, people will be like, man, I've seen that, Harley, I've seen you do that. I've seen these people just try and destroy you. I can't believe you're like a phoenix rising from the fire. How do you do that? You know, I would have given up a long time ago. I would have deleted all social media and just disappeared. It's like, well, I understand what my life purpose is. It's like, I like riding bikes. You're going to get flat tires. You're going to get crashes. It's just part of the deal. You're going to let that stop you from the joy of riding a bike? Am I going to let a few psycho crazy narcissists prevent me from being what I want to be? You know, I've got a redback spider. I'll show you right now. I've got one of Australia's most dangerous spider in a McDonald's cup. If you can see it, that is a redback spider. That spider, if that bit me, it's just crawled up the thing. There's a piece of paper in there. If that spider bit me, that would literally kill me unless I went to hospital. And that's just sitting there above my computer. So let's say that spider got out and it did bite me. That microphone, it just cut out. Hang on. So let's say I was in hospital and that spider, you know, bit me. I'm in the emergency ward, all out of the hospital. Would I be like, oh my God, spiders are fucked, you know? No, man, I'd be like, shit, I got bitten by a redback spider. I understood, you know, one of the world's most dangerous spiders, top 3 dangerous spiders in the world in terms of fatalities. And you know, I've got 2 up there. I've got them all running around my house. You know, I understand the risks. I just love having spiders around me. I love spiders. I love breeding them up and releasing them around the garden. I just love that. I love that eco pest control, you know. So it's just part of the deal. So if you're going to be out there helping people, then you got to understand that people are going to abuse you. They're going to use you. They're going to try and burn you. They're going to, you know, lie to you. Just try and milk the fuck out of you. They're going to do everything, man. They're going to social climb off. They're just going to, you know, pretend to be your best mate. Here to help you out, mate. And they just, as soon as they get a chance to put the knife in, bang, they'll do that. And you can cry and go, oh my God, you know, people are so fucked. Everyone's fucked up. You know, that's just how it is. That's a minority. Most people out there are pretty good, you know. But you got to find those good people or let them find you. And so your vibe attracts your tribe. So if you're very generous and giving, you will attract a lot of people who want to manipulate and use you. If you're, you know, aggressive and not generous, then you might have, you know, many good people in your life. But if you are a generous person, you will meet some really awesome people and you'll inspire and change a lot of lives. But you'll also get a couple of people who just, you know, mistake that kindness for weakness and you know, abuse that. That's just part of the deal. Like if you look at the church. The church is a good example. You have a lot of people trust the priests and stuff, and a minority of those priests really abuse what's going on there. You know, it's just part of the deal. It's just like police officers, some are corrupt, politicians. It's just always going to have that minority of person out there who is just going to abuse their position of power and do dodgy stuff, you know, or abuse a person's trust, or abuse a person's givenness, generosity. That's just how it is. So you're gonna be bitter about that. Fuck no, man. I mean, it's hard not to, but you know, it's you'll feel lonely pretty quick. And if you don't have any connection with nature, like I do, well, I think that's very, very powerful, very important. Some people go for God. That's cool. You know, I understand, respect people's different religions. But for me, I don't believe in God. I believe more in Mother Nature. And I go with that. You know, I could spend the rest of my life in the forest, as of Australia, just looking at spiders all day. You know, I could do that. Like, it's that brings joy to me. But what brings greater joy for me is being out there, you know, representing wearing the vegan cap, representing it, getting it out there. That's why I do what I do. So, existential crisis, you know, existential anxiety. It's just because you've created a spot in your world where you can go, what is the meaning of life? What's my purpose here? And a lot of people freak out about it. They're like, oh my God, what's going on, Then just tap into what are you here for? What brings you joy? Maybe it's making paddle pop sticks. Maybe it's collecting plastic bag off the beach so more turtles don't get killed unnecessarily. Maybe it's being vegan and sharing that around to people, inspire people to go vegan the right way, so they can stay vegan, not undercarbed, fucking sugar phobic, whatever. So that might be fixing people's bicycles. It might be helping people in the wheelchairs in the Philippines. It might be becoming a surgeon and giving out free vasectomies around the world. It might be being a vet and having the ethics to give out super discount or free dissecting. It is, and having that greater purpose than just our little ego. Oh my God, this happened to me. I feel violated. Oh my God, someone blocked me or unfollowed me on social media, or it's like, and that stuff happens all the time, every day, and people really freak out about it. I sort of laugh about it. I'm like, wow, that person was crazy, And social media is reality as well. It's like people they don't like your comment, or they like someone else's comment or whatever. And so it's so easy for people to get crushed, And fortunately, I've had probably more hate on social media than most people ever experience ever in their life. And so, I can speak with authority and conviction, say, well, I've gone through that, and to overcome that, you've got to have a greater purpose than this constant, approval and all that stuff, which we get really addicted to as social media participants. Very, very easy to get addicted to that, and all that dopamine and approval and significance and all sorts of craziness. So, but yeah, if you let it get to your head, it'll definitely destroy you. So I recommend people who are suffering with life purpose, anxiety, existential crisis, is to tap into what's your life purpose, what are you here to do, and just do that every day. Don't care what people say. If you care what people will say about you when you're living a life purpose and you're trying to do good on the planet, then you're really not, you're not really focusing on your life purpose. If you can focus on the negativity, what people do, which is easy to do, easy to focus on the negativity, then you're not focusing enough on the positive reasons why you're here on the planet, what you're grateful for, what are you here to do. So you focus on that, it'll be a different world for sure. There's a practice out there called ahimsa, where people have a compassion and don't want to harm or have violence towards others, etc. That's a good start as well. Ahimsa. I know a lot of people use that word ahimsa, and they're totally psycho. Totally fucking psycho. So a lot of people, they see that word ahimsa, like, oh my God, I know some total crazy people who use that word. I do too. I know some fucking psychos who use the word ahimsa to represent themselves. But again, just same as vegan. There's crazy fucking vegans out there. There's crazy cyclists. There's crazy gym rats. There's crazy everyone. There's crazy girls. There's crazy guys. There's crazy Aussies. There's crazy everywhere. Just don't let a little crazy minority prevent you from really tapping into stuff. So like some people might go, man, durianrider, you're fucking crazy. I hate you. Whatever. Cool. But don't let that personal bias against me prevent you from getting some incredible nuggets of truth that will transform your fucking life if you apply them on a consistent daily basis. Does that make sense? So some people are too pride and too egotistical. They won't take advice from people who are younger than them or richer or poorer or certain different colors or whatever. And then their ego prevents them from getting really good emotional nourishment, some good lifestyle nourishment there. And those people, again, they just suffer, don't they? And we've all been there. I've been there myself. I'm like, I can't listen to that person because they haven't got a PhD. And I'm like, hang on, what the fuck does a PhD even really mean? So you start to question things. Question what's encouraged. Existential crisis. What is the meaning of life? For me, it's to do good on the planet. We're stewards of the planet, and we have insane amount of work to be done. If you don't believe me, you go and travel, go around to your cities, look at the pollution level. Just look around. Go and ride your bike and feel the anger and depression and craziness of society. There's work to be done. Everybody needs to step up and contribute and do their bit. Existential crisis is fantastic. It's a point in your life where you're like, I wish more people would have this situation so they could go, why am I here? You're not here to get fucking high on drugs. You're not here to fucking do crazy shit. You're here to do crazy good shit. So think out what drives you, what gives you passion. And don't care what people want to say about you, man. If in your heart you know it's the right thing to do, then always follow that. Otherwise, if you don't do that, you're following your ego, and I guarantee you'll be mad depressed, mad drug addicted, mad into distractions of drugs, stimulants, sex, fucking, bad food, fatty, greasy, fucking dodgy stuff that make you fat and sick and ill. Certain medications you get addicted to. So if you go by the ego, then you'll have a lot of pain. If you go by the heart, you'll have a lot of pleasure, a little bit of pain, but you'll have more gratitude, and gratitude trumps all. I hope that helps. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Peace.